Okay, hello everybody. Today we are going to be doing something a little different. I want to rank all of the personality types in New Horizons. I am not going to be taking a look at the specific villagers of that personality type. Instead, it's going to be just a broad overview of the personality. As some of you may be aware, they really watered down the villagers in New Horizons. If you had played any of the older games, especially the much older games from GameCube and DS, the villagers were mean and they would roast you a lot. Even if they were peppy or normal, they would just be mean to you sometimes, and you had to actually become friends with them. So today, we are going to be going through and ranking each personality with this tier list. I will leave the tier list down below, like the empty template, if you want to do it yourselves. Let's start off with normal. I really genuinely think that the name fits the personality. To me, they seem the most normal in terms of like their one qualifying trait does not actually totally define them. They will talk about books a lot and nature and snacks like food, like cooking and things like that. Obviously, the dialogue can get pretty repetitive, but I think overall the personality is normal, like it fits the name. So personally, I think that they are S tier. They're not annoying, at least in my opinion. Next, we have Snooty, and they can be pretty stuck up a lot of the time. Kind of goes with the personality name, but I don't find them super obnoxious. I really think that maybe occasionally they could tone it down a little bit, but not compared to some of the other personalities that we have on this list. I think that Snooty could maybe go in A tier. I don't think it's like the best, but I think it's definitely better than what we have when you compare it to some other personalities. Jock, honestly, annoys me so much. They only talk about working out and going to the gym. And I get that that's the whole point of the personality. Like, what else are they going to talk about? But that's literally the only thing. Only. It is only about gains and working out and muscle and naming their abs. And for that, I think that they can go in C tier. Sisterly, I really do think that they are like a big sister in terms of their personality, like literally. They show tough love, but overall, I think that it's kind of warranted. We do need a villager that's caring but not too overbearing, and honestly, some of the dialogue from them is kind of funny. Like Agnes will come up to me occasionally and she'll say that she's really psyched about something, or that she's not hyped or not even psyched, and that's relatable. So I think that we're going to put them in A tier. I really don't see anything wrong with the sisterly villagers, personally. Cranky reminds me of grandpas, like old cranky men, but not the old obnoxious cranky men that we see all over the internet. I feel like that they're really soft. Their personality really is just soft, caring grandpa. In older games, they would be really mean to you. Like really, really mean to you. But here in New Horizons, I don't really see anything wrong with them, to be honest with you. I can't find a single fault. Some of the dialogue is kind of funny. They really do sound like old men, like old-timey. So I think that they're going to go in S. The smug villagers, honestly, I think they're full of themselves. And I think they're just as annoying as the jocks. No offense. Again, I'm not looking at the actual villagers who are smug. I'm looking at the personality as a whole. We can't live without them. I wouldn't like delete them from the game. I wouldn't put them in the lowest tier. But to me, they're equal to jocks. And for that, they're gonna live in C. I can't put anybody at the bottom. To me, C is the bottom. Next we have lazy. The fact that they talk about bugs all the time is really obnoxious. And they talk like they're a child, like they're 5 years old. I don't get it. I don't understand why Nintendo decided to make the lazy villagers like little tiny children. It bothers me a lot. It's almost like infantilizing the villagers. And for that, they're gonna go and see. Finally, we have Peppy. Honestly, the Peppy villagers don't bother me as much. I like them. I think it's really cute that they're all obsessed with trying to be famous, but it's not to the point of the smug villagers. The smug villagers are literally so full of themselves. So full of themselves. And the Peppy villagers, they're just cute. And some of the dialogues that they say is really adorable. Like every time Blue Bear randomly pings me, she says Prezi, like boom, Prezi, when she's giving me a gift. And I think that's adorable. I honestly do not find them as obnoxious as the smug, honestly, or the jock, or the lazy. I think that they're pretty decent, but they're definitely not S tier. So I don't know if I would put them in A or B. Cause like, I like the personality, I feel like, equally to Sisterly and Snooty. Definitely not S tier. So I don't know. I think they're gonna go in A. So there you have it. That's my personality tier list for New Horizons. Again, I will leave the tier maker down in the description, the blank template, so you guys can make your own if you want. Eventually, I am planning on ranking all of the species in New Horizons, and I do eventually want to do a video ranking all of the villagers. Like all 400 something, which includes the Sanrio ones. However, that is going to come at a much later date. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments, feedback, and suggestions down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one. Bye.